Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today. You know, today we're going to hear some stories about some women whose strengths were tested when violence was forced into their lives against their will. Now, on June 4th, 1994, an 11-year-old pregnant girl named Dana says she was forced aboard a plane with her 18-year-old boyfriend and secreted away to Mexico, where she was enslaved for the next 4 years before she was able to escape by herself with her 2 children. Take a look at this. Dana was only 11 years old when she met Hector, an 18-year-old living in her North Carolina neighborhood. Months later, Dana found herself pregnant with Hector's baby. She would then go missing for the next 4 years.
I was only 11 years old when I met Hector. He was 18. He was my first boyfriend. I kept our relationship a secret from everyone. Then I found out I was pregnant. The only person I told was Hector, not my friends, and certainly not my mother. I knew that 12-year-old shouldn't be going through what I was going through.
Dana was pregnant, scared, and alone. Hector said he would take care of her and their baby.
I was walking to the school bus stop. One of Hector's friends said he wanted to see me. Hector said we were going to Mexico to have our baby. I had no choice but to go. At that time, I already knew I wasn't coming home. We got on the airplane. I cried the whole time. I just wanted to go home.
The 12-year-old Dana couldn't go home. For the next 4 years, she was held against her will in Mexico.
When we got to his parents' house in Mexico, they made me their slave. I had to cook and clean even though I was pregnant. When I didn't do my chores, Hector beat me. They wouldn't let me call my mom, even after I gave birth to our daughter. I tried to escape, but he said he would kill me.
But Dana refused to give up. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 16-year-old Dana to the show. Just by saying that evokes this emotion, does it not? You've never talked about this with anybody, have you, really?
No.
You talked to Cosmo, I think, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I have to say thank you to them, because if it were not for them, we would not have you here on the show, so I thank you for coming here. But, you know, your story is bigger than life. It's a movie, and beyond that. I gotta back you up a little bit, okay?
Okay.
You were 10 years old?
11.
When did you meet this guy? How old were you?
I was 11.
11 years old.
Yeah, and I was sitting at home, and he came over. He said that he needed a ride to the store, which he was already friends with my mom.
And let's talk about why he was friends with your mom. Had he not stopped by your house one time to use the phone?
Yeah.
Get a phone card? Now, at the time, this time, you know, you were 10 and a half when he's coming by to use a phone. Now you turn 11. He was how old when you were 11? 17?
18.
18. Now, I think your mom thought that he was just being a friend to the family.
Yeah.
Did she not? But what was going on, Dana?
We became friends, and after we were friends for about 4 months, he pushed himself on me. He started grabbing my hand and saying that he wanted to be with me and that he just wanted to be friends with me.
And at the time, did your mother didn't notice this, didn't know anything about him being attracted to you, and your mom felt comfortable because he was acting relatively respectful in front of you and her, right?
Yeah.
He never let on to your mother that he was attracted to you.
No.
So the next thing you know, the two of you start having a little relationship behind your mom's back.
Yeah.
You and Hector were intimate?
Yes, sir.
How many times? Multiple times?
I don't remember.
Okay. When did you start to feel like, at age 11, I think I'm pregnant?
When I was about 3 months pregnant, I told him that I thought I was pregnant. And he went to the store and he brought a pregnancy test. And I took it and it came up positive.
What did he say?
He didn't say nothing. He just left, and
How long after the pregnancy test did he come to you that day when you were going to school?
2 weeks.
2 weeks later. Comes to you, you were headed to school or coming home from school?
I was headed to school.
And what did he say to you?
When his friends went to pick me up from the bus stop and said that Hector needed to see me, and after I talked to him that he was going to take me back to school. So I got in the car with him, and we went to this house about 5 miles away, and he picked Hector up. And I said, what did you need to tell me? I said, because I need to hurry up and get to school. And he was like, nothing. He said, I'll tell you later on. And we got in the car, and we drove off, and we passed the school. And I'm like, well, where are we going? And he said, nowhere. He said, just sit back there and be quiet. And next thing I knew, we were at the airport.
You were at the airport. And the next thing you know, Hector's got his arm around you, correct?
Yes.
Takes you up to the front counter, produces an ID card with your picture on it.
Yeah, he had his sister to send her ID, and he got like he got my picture on it, and with
made a false identification for him. And the next thing you know, without even asking you, no chance to talk to your mother, no chance to talk to anybody, you're on a plane headed to Mexico.
Yes.
When they close that door, I mean, this is the first time you've ever been on a plane, correct? You've never flown before?
No.
You've never been anywhere away from your mother before?
No.
They closed the door on that plane, and that flight attendant started going through that little thing about, you know, here's the mask and all that stuff. What went through your mind?
I was scared. I was saying, let me get off. I wanted to go home.
What did he say to you?
But he told me just to be quiet and sit back.
Find out what happened when we come back. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
He put me in this bedroom and locked me in it. And I was just sitting there thinking, well, maybe they're deciding what they're going to do with me.
And what did they decide?
I guess they just want to keep me there for slavery.
After 4 years of searching, Dana's mother, Wanda, had lost all hope.
If God would just let me tell her that I loved her before I left this world, that's all that would matter.